Good evening, everyone. I'm Neha, Ambassador of Change for GETI, that is Global Education and Training Institute, founded and conceptualized by Dr. Sunita Gandhi with the vision of disrupting the education movement as we know it. To facilitate this, we organize pre service and in service training for teachers so that they can spearhead this disruptive education movement. And alongside, we also organize the talks where we invite policymakers, educators, researchers, and various people from the education fraternity to discuss various best practices in education with us. And today I am very honored and thrilled to have with us this evening Dr. Krit Kumar Bhatt, who is the principal of Narnarayan Shastri Institute of Technology based in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Sir will be condensing his vast experience into the topic the need to address skill a topic I think is very important for students as their future depends on these crucial skills that they gain in their school years and is also very important for teachers because they need to adapt their thinking and way of teaching so that they can teach students these skills. A very warm welcome once again to you, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I will
So,
share your presentation. One second. Yes.
so very good evening to one and all present here. I am Dr. Kirit Kumar Bhatt, and having a 25 years of experience as an academician. During my whole journey as an academician, I have seen so many scenario, and thousand and thousand students have been passed through our institutions and through our professorship. Uh, the most important thing that I have gone through, that is skill the people who are lacking, and that is why we will discuss today what exactly the skill development and what is the need of it. I am not going to present any statistics about it, but I will let you know what can be done, because a lot of talks, lot of seminar, lot of conferences on skill development has already been taken uh, across the globe. But actually now it is a time to take action, time to work on it. I am very much thankful to Dr. Sunita Gandhi ma'am, Namra madam, and the Neha madam for inviting me and giving me chance to share my views on this global platform. uh, Madam, can you, okay, slide I can change.
Yes, sir, you can say.
In past many years, we have witnessed that many institutions, many school, colleges, and universities, in number they are increased, but at the same time, we are witnessing the huge mass of unemployment. We are witnessing the huge number of a crime. So it is again a question that are we really education is really spreading or not, because at the same time crime is also spreading. So education system which actually defines the growth and strength of a nation as it develops the its citizen to withstand any challenge. It must produce a skilled workforce in technologically advanced world, because we are in the era of globalization, liberalization, and privatization. Uh, we must look for a secured nation. We must be able to keep pace with the advanced technology, processing, maintaining growth in industries, and strengthening the defense. These are the key points what we will be covering. We are looking forward to see our nation as a number one nation or a only one nation. There are two things, and in that whole scenario, I am feeling that we need some corrective measures to to be implemented in our existing education framework. I have three questions which normally I used to discuss with the industry professionals as well as the academicians. Is it possible for any government to provide 100% employment to the youth? Mostly, I am projecting the scenario of Asian countries, but yes, it is equally same for across the globe, any country? Answer is no. If graduate doesn't get employment as per the discipline and qualification what he has achieved, will it be possible for him to maintain his livelihood? If having something extra or some special skill, he will be able to survive. Otherwise, he has to be dependent on some or other way. Do we believe that the country having nuclear power or having a big defense system is a safe country? In today's world of innovations and technology and knowledge driven world, I don't believe that if a country having a nuclear power is the safe country, because a person who is sitting in the corner of the room, in some fine morning, if he is able to snatch the complete power system of whole of the country or banking system of the country, it will be, there will be chaos in the country, and there will be the loss will be huge in terms of millions and millions and billions dollars, without spending single penny, without spending any nuclear bomb. It is not lesser than nuclear bomb attack. So this is a knowledge driven society. Another scenario, our Asian countries are full of population, I believe, and especially India. We are very lucky that we are passing through such a stage of the nation that most of the population is a youngster. So big number of huge number of youngsters are the country like India is full of young people having an average age of 31, 32 years. Now there are two things. India has responsibility as well as the opportunity also. Uh, on one side we have huge unemployed youth. On another side, we are not getting the right person to recruit with the right skill. The report says only 20% of the students, especially the who are in the professional courses like engineering, management, business schools, and medical even. So only 20% are getting recruited as per their skills and what the knowledge they have achieved. Rest 80% are recruited, they are working, but they are not as per at par as per the requirement. So this is what the problem is. Huge mass of youth is available, workforce is available, but still there is a scarcity, and because of this scarcity we are not able to recruit some people on some particular positions. There are so many vacant positions because uh, if this is a technology driven world, so every now and then, every now and next day, you will find the newer technologies and newer development into the market, newer innovative devices, tools, and technologies in the market. For meeting those requirement, for those development, those service sectors, those upcoming corrective measures, we need a different set of skill uh, in the people to whom we will be recruiting. Whereas we have seen by looking at the kind of unemployment, the mass of unemployment, we have seen that the our education system, what what our students gaining, what our students are gaining the knowledge and skills, maybe we are not commenting that it is a wrong or it is a poor, nothing like that, but they are not matching with the skills and matching with the requirement of the today's industries. So we need some kind of corrections. Now necessity and importance of skill development is very essential, and that is why I am addressing this topic here. It If skill development is taken care of very systematically and properly right from the school level, the person will be empowered with something, and this is considered to be a strength of a nation itself. We will subsequently get the quality employment. That quality employment will bring the improved productivity, quality productions will be there, and quality market will be scaled by the nation. Obviously, economic growth is a part of it, community development, social acceptance. So many things are incorporated by correcting one tool in the at the education level. It must be complemented by economic growth and employment opportunities to meet the rising aspirants of the youth. Earlier, earlier it was believed that I understand that the listeners are most of the educators and the edupreneurs probably today. So earlier, the source of knowledge is guru or teachers only. But in present era, knowledge can be received from anywhere, maybe from YouTube, internet connections, Google, books, library. Many options are available. But teachers are now facilitator. We should understand the students' requirement, and accordingly we should provide them uh, how we can able to produce creative thinking, innovative thinking into the students. Requirement of skill development is also addressed by our honorable Prime Minister Modi ji during his first Independence Day speech in 2014. He, in line and spirit, he told that today the world and India need a skilled workforce. If we have to promote the development of our country, then our mission has to be skill development and skilled India. Along with that, he added that millions and millions of Indian youth should acquire the skills which could contribute to making India a modern country. Now, after this statement, I have listed this thing, this initiative, afresh initiatives taken by the central government of India. That is a Skilled India, Atal Tinkering Lab, Digital India, Make in India, Innovative India, startups, innovations and creativity centers, patenting, and whatnot. So all those initiatives are taken in terms of uh, development of the skill, and we I have observed one thing. After graduating, a person is getting a job, he is earning, but he don't have knowledge how to manage the earning. So financial illiteracy is also observed in the among the students of engineering. So this is also required to address. Now, highest the highest contributor to provide the global workforce, as I already told you, we have the huge mass of youth, and we have to take care of advance our domestic economy of the nation, as well as we have to supply a manpower to the globally advanced economy of the world. But for that we must train our existing workforce and for the present scenario, as well as to meet the requirement of future challenges. Here I see it as a responsibility on the shoulder of India, because we have to provide the manpower, we have to fill that gap which the world need in coming years. But at the same time, we also have the opportunity, we Indians will get the opportunity to upbring the workforce with guaranteed and well equipped skills for faster, sustainable, and inclusive growth. At the same time, the employment prospects for the growing youth are much higher compared to today. But at the end of the day, we must understand that we have to we must have some kind of framework where uh, students can be gain the skills for managing their future life. Current scenario, there is a huge mass of unemployed youth across the country, but it is difficult to get a right person of who is doing the job of his own discipline. And meaning even if access workforce, but we are having a scarcity of the same, so we cannot fill certain positions. Now these are the we have the trained mass also, not only India, across the Asian countries. But we are lacking one more thing, that is the platform where job seekers and the job employers to have a common platform where they can share their interest, share their requirement. Those kind of portals and those kind of platforms are not available properly. So present days there are no common platform upon which relevant common information and data can be shared and made available to job seekers, employers, industries, service providers, and recruitment consultant. As a result, what happens, whoever is available, whoever employer is able to find, able to reach, he is recruiting that man, but probably he is lacking in some kind of the skills which may not be fit into that. Then employer has to train him for some period of time. After training, he may or may not be getting the expertise, but he has to run the show. So that way finally the uh, production or quality of the production will be hampered to some extent. There is a serious mismatch between the job seeker and the employer, which is landed into substandard quality outcome. It is obvious what I have already told you. So government policy makers must consider all these parameters, and they have to uh, take into this some inputs from various stakeholders before framing the policy, and accordingly they should frame it. Uh, skill development needs, it is not only skill development, in my opinion it is a very big word and very big level of thinking, or we can say it has very big spread to understand. Industry oriented university courses has to be incorporated, handling startups and industry academia collaboration, or we can say interaction. Student mindset has to be worked out, because mental well-being is today, in today's era, is very very important, because we have a separate cell for that. And I have observed that, I have analyzed sometimes that many students need this kind of treatment. So research and innovation, one part of it, we will discuss shortly. And upscaling existing workforce is also a requirement of it. Most of the students, most of the employers who are seeking, apart from the professional course expertise, I have seen in my career that some of the graduating students who are not able to write the proper application also, they are not able to make the business communication. Now let us take a scenario of early days. There are three different gadgets what we are finding in the as a household equipment, that is mixer, juicer, and grinder. But nowadays all three are integrated in one gadget. So similar is the scenario in the industries. Commercial awareness has to be there. Earlier engineers were given one particular uh, office, or they have to analyze certain things, and then afterwards they give the feedback, or the inputs given to the system, and then afterwards it will be development is taken care of like that. But nowadays there are let us take an example of a software business, a company engaged in software business, which is a technical software like a MATLAB or LabVIEW or maybe Cadence tool. For those tools, for demonstration, whoever person will go to the market must be engineer, because he has to understand first how it works and how what are the concept incorporated into it. So now engineer is in this case market representative, or we can say a salesperson also. At the same time, if technology and technical things are incorporated, the documentation is the one of the most important task. So that fellow has to make a documentation for that. He has to attend the meetings and he has to give the presentations also. Being a team member or team manager, he is has to take care of the administrative work also. So nowadays, industries, or we can say recruiters, are also prefer the multi-skilled manpower, and that has again increased the pressure on the educators. We have to train our students earlier. Academics is khatam, baat khatam. It is not like that nowadays. We have to train them for presentations. We have to train them. That is soft skill. There are many other skills what the employers are looking these days: communication skill, verbal and written communication, commercial awareness, certain MOUs and documentation, and what to see in commercial conditions. So many things. The most important thing today we are observing is attitude toward the work. Students mostly prefer, they are working as per the salary. They are comparing the salary with the attitude. They are
Sir, I think your video has frozen. Is your internet connection not stable? I'll just text him. Okay, I'm so sorry. I apologize. Sir has dropped off. I think might be some technical issue at his end. I have texted him to join again. Okay, we've received a message from Sir. He's trying to rejoin again. I think I would appreciate the patience of my audience. Thank you. Okay, there's a network issue at his end. Okay, Sir is here again.
Is it okay? Am I audible, madam? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, sir? Okay.
Yeah, I can. I can. Oh, I have to
So,
load presentation once again, I suppose.
yes, sir. You might have to. Yes, sir. You might have to share your presentation again.
Hmm. Just a minute. Oh, so the screen. I think internet is a problem. Connection dropped.
Yes, sir. I have
Uh,
your presentation.
yes, yes, yes.
we can continue from where we left.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'm very sorry because it's a technology, so technology. Online is online. So commercial awareness is also important. Attitude upon which we are facing really a great problems because students have different mindset and they lost sometime the attitude for work. They believe them they are the class one officers first, and then they are looking for those facilities instead of engineers has to work for at least 8 hours a day. They have to stand for 8 hours a day. This is what I believe, and I force my students to do that. And self management, time management, teamwork, problem solving abilities, those are certain things that we can develop into that. We have to teach them, we have to explain those students to make to increase their employability index. Self motivation, adaptability, stress management. Today we have witnessed many students are committed suicide just because of some stress, because they are not able to handle the failure. So this is also important. Interpersonal sensitivity, technologically advancement. Whoever may be in technology or maybe in medical professions or maybe in business schools, every now and then, again and again, technology is getting changed. Whatever he learned, he it may or may not be useful to him next day. So they must develop the learning ability day by day. They have to learn everything. I am taking an example, quoting here. A mobile phones, what we are using, uh, whatever maybe the model may be different, but every day or alternate day we have to charge the mobile phone. Of charging mobile phone, why we are not able to remove those things? Okay, if what a fantastic thing if I do not need to charge the mobile phone, and once it is charged, if I can use it for 10 years continuously. But that directly mean that the charging technology is reached to its saturation level. उससे आगे कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. इसलिए models can be changed, features can be changed, but charging, battery charging is again, now it has limitations that mobile phone is for mobility. Now if charging is required to be done, then we need a electricity connection, we need a charger, and the most important thing is we need a 1 or 2 hour time also. No doubt nowadays the uh, testing is going on. Maybe shortly in a couple of years you will find such kind of mobile phones where you can just put injection and your battery will get charged within a single minute, and again for 12 hours, 20 hours you will be able to use that battery. So those things will come in the market very shortly. So technological update is to be there in the nature of the students, which is highly expected. These are the things what is some experiences, and now what we can really see towards the world or towards the academicians and the policymakers. It is suggested to provide a sector specific and skill specific job market information on common platform, and it shall be shared with all the stakeholders. Today, if there is a requirement in the Gujarat, a person from Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh who is best suited for that requirement, but we are not, we have no such platform where the information can pass through all the stakeholders. And that is the reason why a person from Tamil Nadu cannot join here. And this industry person will face a problem that he is not getting the suitable person. Existing education system that proves that knowledge and the learning and the skill that is acquired by the youth and demand from the industries and employers, there is a serious mismatch. Otherwise, there is no question of unemployment. There is no question of the positions to be remain vacant. But it is there, meaning is to say there is some kind of mismatch. Hence, the skill development program must be governed by establishing the synchronization. We have many skill development program, but there is no synchronization. Even very few 2 years back only, the state government has in especially in Gujarat, they have taken initiative that industry can connect to the Gujarat Technological University for training of their employees, or they can directly send a written request what kind of manpower they are required for coming 2 3 years, or with the projection of 3 years to 5 years. Accordingly, they are under the incubation center or innovation centers. We are uh, train the manpower for the industry. That initiative has just recently taken care of. So, skill development program must be governed by establishing synchronization among the labor market, and manpower required skill set must be known and the industry requirement. In this line, effective training program are to be conducted, and this program has to be outcome oriented program, like military operations. It is completely monitored and it is checked on with the feedback mechanism whether it is output is there or not. So that way we can bring the change. Another thing is all type of learning must be through hands-on experience and must involve practical approaches, because somebody is trained theoretically for swimming. There's many types of swimming, and here we can swim like this and there we can swim like this if water depth is this and that, but until and unless can't go into the water, having no meaning. Especially in technology, something you learn, but when you do something on real board, the matter is different. So that is why hand-on experience is very much emphasized. Academic leaders must involve the industry professionals to design the syllabus, curriculum, and instructional material. This is one of the biggest input here. Okay, we must incorporate industry personnel also, professionals, to design our syllabus or curriculum. As well as there should be provision for taking regular reviews from the students and industries. Also, I add to that there should be provision for addition, deletion, removal, and the insertion of the content looking to the recent technology, looking to the recent trends in technology, recent development, recent tools and techniques. Let us take an example of medical domain, where newer tools and medical equipments are the coming day by day, but there are very less people they are finding who are operators. So they also need the smart operators to run those tools, because it is very costly tools. So those skilled person is required to run those tools, and accordingly our university is giving a training to those people as per need basis. So this component has to be added. No government can provide skill development guarantee or skill development infrastructure to any of the country. We must have some kind of public private partnership, and public private partnership institutions are to be established with enhanced infrastructure specifically, and it should be standardized for specific skills. Because there see, when the private part component comes, then many other the blockages and barriers from government side will be reduced automatically. Fast decision and actions can be taken very fast. Service oriented whole life costing, there should be innovations, participation of various stakeholders. Risk can be allocations, long-term relationship, and resource can be shared. And here, public investment will be there, and private investment will be there. Uh, Same way, both the party will get the return also out of this. So this is what the importance of a public-private partnership, and we should. I am favor of this thing. The most important thing is during the learning process, continuous and structural assessment of the students right from the primary level to the higher classes is essential. This continuous and structural assessment, but this is a concept. When we are putting into the actual practice, it has its own challenges. The availability of capable teachers who are accurately and effectively assess the students, that itself is a question mark as of now. So we have to start the framework or modification from that level also. Educational institute having a sufficient infrastructure and capacity for such evaluation, that is another question. Okay, do we have that kind of infrastructure for that evaluation? Readiness of the teachers to initiate such evaluation along with their regular academic load. Most of the times I have observed that teachers are sometimes reluctant to, they are not ready to take all those kind of extra work along with their academics. And we must have sponsored development training program. First of all, we have to improve our roots, that is in terms of teachers. We have to give training to our teachers. We have to train them for future challenges, for future, for grooming our students as a global citizen. For future citizen, we must groom the teacher first. So that is also a kind of a very big challenge. Only those countries and those communities will survive in coming era who are the innovative thinkers, who are the creative thinkers. This is the projections being projected by the engineers. Because let us take an example of a Kodak camera, or Yahoo, or Fiat company, or we can say the Ford company. Fiat is the one of the biggest and a fantastic company. Yahoo is the first email messenger communication tool for the world. But now Google has surpassed just because of innovations and creativity. They have to keep updated, they have to add features and whatnot. So similarly, it apply to those communities, and those countries will survive having a biggest strength of the citizen who are most innovative and most creatively they can think. Because in coming challenges which we don't know what will be the challenge, but with available limited resources we have to produce the solutions for those challenges within a very short span of time, and that is the challenge. So only creative and innovative thinker will only jump that particular pit. We have to, normally in many public places we are finding the smoke zones, but we are finding very less book zones. We must promote, maybe at a government level, or maybe NGOs, or some way somehow universities or institutions should promote the book zones where a person can spend some time and can read something very uh, peacefully, for maybe for 15 minutes, for half an hour, whatever it is. But it should be so near to the community, which is accessible, so people can utilize their time in learning. it is the time which knowledge and the skilled workforce and the strength of the developing country for innovations and economic growth. In this competitive world, there shall be an education system that provides enough opportunity for skill development and effectively. So these are the kind of component which shall be incorporated in any of the uh, uh, education system, so we can able to expect a better manpower, skilled manpower, which can withstand to the world. And I personally believe that uh, education which provides great, useful, utilizable knowledge and skill, those people will only withstand in coming challenges, because population is getting increased, pollution is getting increased. So coming generation has to face more competition. They have to maintain their life in more polluted air. They have to drive their vehicles on the road, which will be more traffic dense. So they have to be mentally very strong for facing all that. In along with all that, uh, I also recommend to incorporate some component where a health and mental well-being of the students has to be maintained, because learning only, reading only, or working on the laboratories for hours and hours and hours, that will that may bring everything, but that maybe destroy the health of the students. So I also recommend to maintain the health of the students. It should be the part of the education system. With these words, fourth goal of the sustainable development defined by the United Nations, that ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. So that can be achieved by incorporating all these things and making the education framework very accessible, affordable for all the class of the community. That will really serve the purpose. I believe so. I'm very much thankful to all of you for listening my views. These are only theoretical certain things. I have not shared the statistics behind it. I have very statistical study on skill development. Once again, if I will be given a chance, I will share all the statistics with the audience. And I'm very much thankful to Sunita madam, Namra madam, and the Neha madam for giving me chance to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Your speaker is you are. Yeah.
Sorry, sorry, sir. I was saying thank you so much for spending time and sharing your valuable information and details that you've gathered on skill development. And I really like the fact that you highlighted the importance of skill development for students as they move ahead in their careers. But before we just wrap up, one very small question for you. Your advice,
Yeah.
your one big advice for teachers, as to how they
Yeah.
can prepare themselves to teach these skills to students as well, because I think teachers also play a very important role over here.
So teachers are only the only see. I already told you they are now not only a teacher; they are facilitator, because
Facilitators, yeah.
students themselves are very well acquainted with the different tools. And during the pandemic time, some of the teachers are not aware how to handle the online teaching, whereas students are very smart. So next generations are going to be smarter and smarter, and we are to control those people. We have to direct them and guide them. So we have to be equally smart or smarter than them. And institution has to spare some fund or some mechanism through which we can train the teachers. So continuous development of teacher, continuous upgradation of a teacher, especially teachers who are in professional courses, madam, engineering or medical or business schools or maybe architecture. They really need to be updated on everyday basis. Very frankly speaking, I am belong to the field of electronics. Some of my friend in the field of computer, madam, every next third day technology is getting changed. Every next third day.
Absolutely.
My first mobile phone was so big, Nokia 5110, and now mobile phone is so small and having so many features we cannot think of. If today's computer made up with the first computer technology, then we have to carry whole truck together with us to have these features and everything. Even just for mobile we have to do that. So this is way technology are getting changed, and sophistication, see, purpose of a technology is to bring the sophistication and security in the life of everyone. Why we are not thinking, why we are not planning for bringing sophistication in the life of farmers, in the life of soldiers? Today, even uh, so advanced technical world, but my farmers is yet working on the farm in the 44 degree of temperature.
Yes, sir.
And by sitting in the AC hall, we are questioning that sabji wala is so increase so prices are so high. But being a technological person, being advanced people, why we are not bringing technology in the farming? Why we are not bringing technology in the defense, some way somehow? Okay, my soldier is sitting in his house and he can manage and control the boundaries. So this is what our worries, and we are working on that. I'm associated with many national international agencies also, and we are working with on those projects also. Anyway, thank you, ma'am.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, for,
Thank
sir,
you.
for taking that question and sparing your valuable time once again. And thank you so much. I think you have to leave for some place, I think you mentioned.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I have another meeting with the US company, and I have to leave for Ahmedabad.
all the best, sir.
Thank
All
you.
the best, sir. Have a safe journey. And thank you so much. Hope to see you
Thank
again.
you. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening to everyone. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.